scattered through Nietzsche's writings are proclamations of his untimeliness. He claims that few in his time have ears to hear him, that he must trust in future generations to understand him, and also that he is preparing that future audience. Along with his proclamations goes his prediction that one day his name will be associated with a crisis unprecedented in human history. Nietzsche, however, knew that his philosophical diagnoses were unlikely to find acceptance in the late 19th century, the time in which he lived. My time has not yet come. Some are born posthumously. I should regard it as a complete contradiction of myself if I expected to find ears and eyes for my truths today. The fact that no one listens to me, that no one knows how to receive from me today, is not only comprehensible, it seems to me right that it is so. Nietzsche did not conceive of human beings as being in any traditional sense free agents, responsible for their actions. Our thoughts and consciousness are a function of deeper processes beyond our ken, and the freedom of our will is an illusion. This is true because of two reasons. First, we cannot possibly be responsible for who we are, because we have no say in our makeup. We aren't responsible for our genes, biology, biochemistry, brain function, or the formative environment in which we are born and grow. As these factors are so profound, go so deeply into making us the kind of person we are, with the desires and thought processes that we have, we cannot realistically be said to be responsible for our choices and actions. The second, related but subtly different, conception of a lack of freedom rests on the Nietzschean assertion that the body is the self. In other words, physiological processes contain or define the whole of the human person. On this view, consciousness is merely a function of biological processes beyond our control. This contention could also find support in some recent research. For instance, the modern medical research tells us that the bacteria or parasites to which we play host determine our moods and behavior, and so our beliefs and lives, even while we cherish the idea that we ourselves determine our fates. With the death of religion and acceptance of the notion by a common man that his free will is just an illusion, Nietzsche predicted a chaotic society, renouncing freedom of the will and killing the sense of moral responsibility in human psyche. It means that any notions of blame or merit and of justice or injustice must also go. One cannot any longer hold anyone criminally responsible. One can also no longer cleave to any notion of value hierarchy based on the ideas of noble or base, because no one, noble or base, can be held responsible for their actions. We have not, of course, yet reached or even truly reckoned with Nietzsche's crisis. Writing near the end of the 19th century, Nietzsche asserted that he was recording the history of the next 200 years. Were he roughly correct in his forecast, it would be toward the end of the present century that advances in our knowledge will compel passage into the Nietzschean era. Do subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to share your favorite quote from Nietzsche in the comment section.